I'm Donna Bush with your CIG-TV News Brief on this Thursday evening. As Cayman Islands officials continue to keep a close eye on a tropical disturbance in the southeastern Caribbean, our camera crew spoke with Director General of the Cayman Islands Weather Service early on Thursday to hear what his team is doing and much more.
Our weather predicting tools, as it were, is indicating that we will be having some bad weather on Monday. Now, that bad weather is in part, significantly in part, to whatever is going to happen with this disturbance. If this disturbance decides to go down south by Nicaragua or one of those places, then the chance of us having severe weather will decrease on Tuesday. It is a situation where we are monitoring this system. The system in the Eastern Caribbean is not a tropical depression. It is a very disorganized system right now, to the extent that the National Hurricane Center is not even at this point issuing a potential tropical cyclone so that countries like Jamaica, who will be impacted before us, can issue any warnings. Okay, so at this particular point, there's just a lot of things up in the air right now. A lot of the scare tactics that's really going on right now has to do more with the model outputs right now, because some of the model outputs are bringing this system across us as a storm. I will tell you that the latest information I looked at, which was valid at 7 a.m. this morning, by the time the system gets here, it looks like it could be more of a tropical storm, at the high end more of a Category 1 hurricane, if it comes our way. Now, our latest forecast, our forecast model that we rely on is the GFS model and the American model, as it were. And this morning's run of that model actually has the storm going further south to near Honduras. All right, and it's a weaker system. So I'm not saying that right now is gospel. That model might adjust itself later in the day, but on the other hand, the other models might adjust closer to that model. So it's a bit of a wait and see type game. The other thing that you need to know now basically is that this system is now at 65 west. That puts it about 16 degrees in longitude away from the Cayman Islands. These systems move at around 5 degrees per day. So don't be surprised if you get a short notice for a warning with this system. And our hands are a bit tied because the Hurricane Center has not, we don't have a system formed yet where we can issue the appropriate hurricane warning, tropical storm warning, or what have you. Okay, so in this particular case, how it's playing out, you're not going to get a full 72 hours or a full 48 hours notice if the system is coming. So it is absolutely essential that you pay attention to what's going on. Be careful of what is being posted from other sources other than the Cayman Islands. This is specific for the Cayman Islands that we're talking.
Hazard Management Cayman Islands is the government entity that works with officials and civil servants to ensure the Cayman Islands is prepared before a disaster and for the recovery stage. HMCI Director Danielle Coleman explains more.
Yeah, the system coming up on Monday or thereabouts right now that we're concerned about is out there. Again, we don't know at this time what kind of threat it is to the Cayman Islands. It's just too early. There's so many variables in mind that, again, we have to just keep monitoring it and making sure that we are very, very much ready to go if by chance it intensifies very quickly or it forms and makes a more solid formation. But again, at this time of year, we really, really want the public to be organised. Again, it doesn't matter whether it's this storm or the next, or it could be anything. But at the end of the day, preparedness is absolutely key. Making sure you have those supplies at home, making sure your family plan's ready to go, making sure you're going to official sources, looking at our website, making sure that the weather service is constantly tuned into your phones and tuned into your computers, so you do know what's happening, so you're not taken by surprise. I think a lot of times, it's like you see it coming, and then the next day it's a completely different story. So we really want to make sure the public are ready for any eventuality.
And join us in just a few minutes for the latest on what we can expect weather-wise locally tonight and throughout the rest of the week. As we approach the peak of the hurricane season, the Department of Environmental Health is encouraging members of the public to prepare their properties to reduce the amount of debris that could be generated by any form of severe weather. DEH Director Mr. Richard Sims had this to say.
We all have a role to play that requires constant attention and continuous improvement. It is your responsibilities as homeowners to ensure that your property is cleared of all debris and flying objects.
For specific tips and additional information, please contact the DEH at 949-6696, or you can email them at dehcustomerservice@gov.ky. You can also visit the DEH's website at deh.gov.ky. We turn now to the 4 o'clock weather update. Weather officials say they continue to monitor an active tropical wave over the southeastern Caribbean. The disturbance is forecasted to move over the western Caribbean in the next 5 days. The system is likely to become a tropical depression as it moves into our area more favorably to development. Now, regardless of the development of the system, the latest forecast information indicates that there is a high potential for the system to impact the Cayman Islands early next week. Scattered thunderstorms, rough seas, and gusty winds are likely from late night on Sunday as the disturbance moves over the western Caribbean area. There still remains some uncertainty, officials say, as to where the disturbance will move as it gets to the western Caribbean, and as such, residents are urged to keep abreast of the updates on this system. The Cayman Islands National Weather Service will continue to monitor this system and provide updates on any likely impacts on the Cayman Islands. And a reminder that you can find the latest on local weather conditions online at weather.gov.ky or on the Cayman Islands Weather Service's Facebook page. And that's it for today's news brief here on CIG Television. I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for joining us, wishing you a safe and, of course, a wonderful night.